Hello and welcome back. It's nice to be back, isn't it? Some may think it's been 13 years since our last podcast, but it's been not been shorter than that. We are back. This is the $1 billion Movie Club. Welcome to their podcast. This is where
Welcome
we
to
talk
the
about movies.
podcast.
Welcome to the podcast. Thank you for noticing the odd way I said podcast. That's what happens when you have a cough drop in your mouth when you do a podcast. This is the show where we look at movies that made a whole lot of money and we go, wow, that's the way of water.
But
No, you're not watching Seinfeld. You're watching the $1 Billion Movie Club with your co-host. I am Christian Masinson, and with me, as always, is
Pawan Mehta.
Juan. How are you doing today?
I'm all right. How are you doing though?
I'm a little bewildered because we're on Discord today,
Mm-hmm.
and there seems to be some sort of lag where you talk and then your mouth moves before the sound comes. It's very odd.
But
I'll get used to it.
yeah, it's fine. Um, we saw a movie some time ago, but it took a while
Wow.
to get here to the point of recording it.
Well, it's only apropos for a film like this that took a while to get to. You know, Sometimes it's like, how do you get there? Do you know the way? And yes, of course, the way is the way of water. Paul, what film are we talking about today?
Avatar: The Seed Bearer. No, joke's on you. It's Avatar: The Way of Water.
Avatar: The Way of Water. Ooh, in the doc, I misspelled it. I forgot the second. No, I missed the third A. It's just Avatar.
Hell yeah, Avatar.
Avatar: The Way of Water, directed by James Cameron, with a reported budget. Paul,
Okay.
no one fucking knows the budget of this film.
Why would they?
I've seen $250 million. I've seen $460 million.
Listen, man, inflation
there.
played a role over the course of production.
You know what? This film was made probably in the swings of the first economic crisis of our lifetime. And it was released after the second. When was it released? On December 16th, 2022. It opened with a domestic opening weekend of $134 million and is currently in its fourth consecutive weekend at number one. Now remember, we're recording on today, January 10th, 2023. But you know who you never underestimate? Big Jim. Big Jim's gonna have some big success in these next coming weeks. But don't worry, he's had some success already. On December 28th, 2022, Rebecca Rubin at Variety reports Avatar: The Way of Water hits $1 billion globally. Fastest 2022 release to reach box office milestone. Faster than Top Gun Maverick and everyone's favorite film, Jurassic World Dominion.
I mean, I feel like a snail is faster than Jurassic World Dominion crawling its way to a billion.
Oh, I thought you meant the pace of that film that never ended.
That too.
At 14 days, Avatar: The Way of Water is the sixth fastest film to hit $1 billion. Now, Pwan
Mm-hmm.
is very impressive, yes?
Mm-hmm. It's rare that we see a developing story as we record.
It's very rare. Not like that one time we did a podcast episode and there were breaking news that Avatar became the highest grossing film of all time. I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Because the film was released on December 16th, yes?
Yep.
On the 28th, it hit $1 billion
Mm-hmm.
in 14 days.
Yeah.
Was 28 minus 16?
12 days.
What?
Yeah. Because you don't count days, you count weeks, and then from that you extrapolate how many days are in a week.
My assumption. So I spent like half an hour when I was researching, trying to figure out how that happened. Because it's like the 6th is the premiere in London. So I was like, is it from the premiere? Like, that doesn't add up. Friday releases now. have their midnight showings on Thursdays, but then
Mhm.
that's all Thursday now. So the midnight showings are on
Wednesday.
Wednesdays
Oh, right.
now. So the release on December 16th, but you can watch it on December 14th.
It's like when video games had that thing where it's like, if you get the Ultimate Edition, you get to play the game 3 days early. Where it's like, no, that's just another release. That's when the game was released.
Hey, sometimes Ultimate releases don't have the game.
But you
The
know
Way of
what?
Water
You know
currently.
what? James Cameron, he did us a solid. With the Ultimate Edition of this movie, he gave us a movie.
Oh, and wow, was it the Ultimate Edition? Hold on. Currently, The Way of Water sits at $521 million domestically and $1.73 billion worldwide. It sits as the 16th highest grossing domestic film of all time and 7th highest grossing film
Wait, I'm
worldwide.
sorry. Can you repeat that? 1.73 billion worldwide?
Yes, 1.73. Why?
Wow. Okay. Okay. Like you sure there wasn't a 1.073 in there?
No, no. Are you questioning my research?
And how many days are we already at this number?
I don't know. We're counting the Wednesday or the Friday.
Are
It
we
is.
also
It
counting
is.
the Tuesday twice removed?
Oh my God. That's only in February. I think it's interesting to note. Currently, the second highest grossing film domestically of the year behind Top Gun, but worldwide, highest grossing film of the year.
Well, I
A
mean,
year.
at this point, it's not the highest grossing film domestically of 2022 because it's 2023 when it made that much money.
You know what's fucking crazy? Counting the like 2-3 weeks in December, it's the second highest grossing film of 2022 domestically. Like in front of Wakanda Forever, in front of Doctor Strange, Thor: Love and Thunder,
I mean,
Minions.
everyone was coming out to see this one in a Regal 4DX experience.
God, do you want to do a podcast date night? We go see if it's in 4DX.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Still, hold on.
What
Avatar
else would it be?
4DX.
What, Plane? I would see Plane in
Megan,
4DX.
Megan.
No, A Man Called Otto in 4D.
Yo. Oh, that's sad though. Sad though. I don't like it because there's that scene where the guy's like, "Oh, I got
Don't
this
spoil the
coin
movie.
behind your ear." Okay, well, what is someone gonna reach behind your ear and take the coin from you?
Yes.
Good news. It is currently at the Regal Union. Whoa. What if? All right. So, tangent.
Mm-hmm.
We've both seen this motion picture in theaters. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I saw it at an IMAX. I
Ice.
want to take my cousin to see it. I haven't taken him yet. Now I'm like, do I show it to him in 4DX?
I think you show it in 4DX.
The full width. See, the thing is the price.
Because you also have to remember 4DX, they got the sprinklers. Bring your poncho.
Yo, fuck. Wait, then we have to buy ponchos too. Oh, it's $29.50 for a ticket in 4DX.
You can borrow 2 of my ponchos. We got a bunch. Call
Oh,
me the
thank you.
Poncho Hut. We got poncho.
Oh. Juan, what the fuck happens in this film?
Okay. So we pick up at the end of the first movie. Mr. Jake Sully, Sully Man himself. He has defeated the Human Man, evil colonial marine guy. And then he's like, you know what?
Look, is this an Aliens Colonial Marines film?
Yes.
Go on.
So he's like, you know what? I've gotten accustomed with this culture. You know what I could do right now to help benefit the world? Let's make babies. And they have 3 babies, and they adopt one, and then there's like another one that's sort of there.
All right, Juan, thank you for describing the first 50 minutes of the film. Now keep going.
I think you mean the first 15, because you're forgetting. A colonial marine man comes back and starts attacking them in their homeland, and they're like, no, we must protect our village. but us Sullys, we stick together. So they move. And you know where they move to? They move from the sky, the blue that's up there, to the blue that's beneath us. They move to the waters.
They're beneath us? This new group of Navi are beneath us?
The water. Listen, if you're above sea level, what's beneath you, Masinson?
Levels?
Of sea. The sea is there. So they move underground into the sea. But not in the sea. It's like more like a coastal thing. Whatever, you get it. And instead of big birds this time, they got whales. And they make friends with whales. And then there's also like fish that are also birds that they make friends with. And then Colonial Marine Man finds them even here and starts burning all the neighboring villages. So Sully Man is like, no, I think we got to fight him. And then weird happenstance, like, oh no, you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, kid. And then the Colonial Marine Man finds the kid, and now, oops, without plan, we have to go into this long, hour-long battle with which ends with a 30-minute boat crash in water. And that's the movie.
Quan? Let's take a second.
Okay.
Because we at the $1 Billion Movie Club, we discuss all the films that make a shit ton of money.
Mm-hmm.
And I must admit, maybe it was episode 8, I think it was. I made a huge mistake.
You were a hater.
I did not enjoy that first.
If I
Avatar.
remember, you had the choice of where we put that movie in the rankings at that moment.
No. Hold on. I had a say, but the choice was Science's say.
And Science, with your guiding hand, put it all the way at the bottom.
No. Isn't Alice in Wonderland at the bottom?
I'm not all the way at the bottom, but like out of 50, it was like 46.
Well, they re-released.
You steered them wrong. You steered Science incorrectly.
The power of being a co-host of the $1 Billion Movie Club. Well, they re-released it in September, 2-3 months before Way of Water. And I was gobsmacked.
Your gob completely gone.
Oh, it's no longer there. I think I described it to you in private, off the mic.
You want to keep that private, just like keep that a little secret that the audience doesn't need to know.
No, because I do think having that revelatory, is that the word I'm looking for? Revelatory.
Yeah.
Who's on first?
Yeah.
But having that incredible experience with the first movie this year, I think kind of hampered my experience with The Way of Water a bit.
Mm-hmm.
A bit. Plus, I saw it maybe 3 weeks after it came out, so there was a little bit of hype that it wasn't able to exceed.
Mm-hmm.
However, holy fucking crap.
I mean, the effects they hit.
They hit.
And I think in terms of building the plot, I think it was very ingenious that it went from a thing where it's like showing this man the world, but still keeping that whimsy in the sense of he's showing his kids the world.
Huh. Because Jake Sully doesn't really show his kids the world in this.
Yeah, but like you see that newness through the children's eyes. The future
the
generation.
wonder. The excitement.
Yes.
Possibility is endless.
Like an ocean.
That's something. Whoa. Hold on, save that because I feel like you're going to bring that up later. So yes, I'm not as high as I was hoping with this film, but also I'm higher than like 90% of films I've ever seen.
Yeah, the thing is, it is very much a retread, just in like a slightly different environment, and like just a little bit more complicating factors so that it obfuscates it a little bit, just a little bit.
I do think the elements of the family elevated to be better than the first.
I
I think
mean,
it deepens it.
yeah, because in the first one, Sully stuck by himself.
I think he became one of the Navi.
Yeah, but like he was the one savior.
Remember when he had a twin brother?
Didn't he die at the beginning of the movie?
Yeah. Oh, before the movie.
Yeah, he died off screen. Oh yeah, because
But
the avatar was made for the brother.
yes. Wait, hold on. We went over what happened in The Way of Water. Let's go over what happened in Avatar, because I think it does that in the first like 10 minutes of this film.
Yeah, I think I did that.
All right, cool. I think everyone is just it's one of those films where there's no weak link, right? From the cinematography to the editing to all the performances are incredible.
I will say the one part that kind of got me a little off was just reusing the same villain. Like
Really?
it didn't
I,
hit
I
as
liked
hard.
him being back. I really liked him
I
being
feel
back.
like you're in a minority opinion on that.
I think it's really cool the idea of him coming back and him being like, I guess I'm a avatar now. It's really fucking dumb.
It is, yeah.
But a lot of the stuff in this movie is really fucking dumb.
Did you know a fish could go from swimming and then just jump in the air and start flying?
Is this a reference to the film?
I saw it happen on screen.
Now, I'll be honest, Pawan, I did have to run to the bathroom. I think I'll be honest, I think that's part of why I don't fully love this film. It's because I had to use the bathroom. First off, incredible film. But then I'm like, hold up, I feel like we're halfway through this movie and we haven't seen water. Where the fuck is the water?
Yeah. They
And so
hold
we
off
finally get
on
to
it.
the water.
They hold off.
But we finally get to it. I'm like, okay, this seems a little calm. Then meeting the new characters. Then we went to the bathroom. We're only like 50 minutes in, an hour in. I'm like, holy shit, how much more movie is there? And I come back, and then now there's like a shark that's fighting them. I'm like, fuck, this is badass. I came at the right time.
You know what that reminded me of? It was like a better version of that chase sequence in the live action Lion King.
Come on. As we said, we watched every movie that made a shit ton of money. What the fuck happened in the live action Lion King?
That's the one distinction I remember that happens in that movie from the original, where it's just like him. They just make that chase sequence with the hyenas last so much longer than it needs to.
Like around the be prepared scene.
Yeah. Well, no, it's whenever Simba meets the hyenas at the elephant graveyard.
Maybe a little before. I do not remember.
And it's like it has those same elements of like he crawls into small spaces so that they can't just claw at him, and then they break it, and then he has to find another small space.
Is The Lion King the least movie on our list? Because even the bad ones, I'm like, Transformers 4 is a movie.
Is it? No,
It's a movie.
okay. Transformers 4 is a movie. Is Transformers 3 a movie?
Oh, 3 is on this list. Doesn't 3 have like a sequence that's kind of like Uncharted of him like swinging around the Transformers?
All I remember is it also had an incomprehensible hour-long fight scene at the end.
What I remember is my edit to the film where I think I somehow added Lose Yourself by Eminem to the film.
I'm surprised you didn't add What I've Done. That should be in every movie.
That's what I've done. Come on, save it for this podcast. You might use that in the.
You don't know what I've done? The classic Linkin Park song from 2007?
Juan, we did that before the meme.
We could have been trendsetters.
All right, Juan, save that for the end of this podcast. You might use that at the end of this podcast.
All right. But yeah, the water effects. Let's talk about the water effects. Yo, this movie was so wet.
Go on, how wet was this film?
Like, this movie was the most, like, you need to bring a mop to the theater if you see this in 4DX.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
It gets wild. It gets wild.
But again, have wild that's called The Way of Water, and the first like 40 minutes don't have water in it.
Well, it's like that King Kong movie made by that one guy. You know, the dude that made the second movie that made $1 billion.
Did Kong Skull Island?
No, the one that made the second movie that made $1 billion. Peter Jackson.
What the fuck was that?
Peter Jackson.
Do you have a cough drop in your mouth right now? All right,
But
how's
no.
it similar to Kong?
In
King
that
Kong.
one, that was also a 3-hour movie. They held off on showing the Kong for the first hour
Oh wow, interesting.
because
I kind of like.
you can't just like flaunt it from the beginning and be like, all right, we got another hour of this shit. No, you got to build up to it. You got to do a little dance, make a little love.
And then you.
Show the water.
That's what you do. Do that initial Navi group, the Sky Navi, do they have water? Do they drink anything?
I don't think Navi eat or drink. They just vibe.
You don't?
I mean, they eat because they want to, not that they need to.
Do they ever want to drink?
The Sky Navi, I feel like since they've gone in hiding, they don't go for it as much.
May I ask you?
Mm-hmm.
Because I do like you get a little tribe. They're in the cave that first hour, right? And in the recap, they're like, "Hey, most of the humans left. Some that we like stayed. But there was a child.
Mm-hmm.
Where
The
the fuck
Spider-Man.
did Spider come from?
What do you mean?
Is there a pregnant woman in the first Avatar?
Does there need to be?
I'm saying, where was this child?
Excuse me. Do you think
What
someone
did I do wrong?
You think someone needs to be pregnant for a baby to be born? This is Avatar, okay? This is future. Anything can happen. Fish can
But-
jump out of the water and be flying.
Don't they say that his mother was with them, but she couldn't take him because he was too young?
Yeah.
Okay. So
So
the mother gave birth to him on Pandora, yes?
Whoa. Why are we assuming our humanistic understanding of how being a mother works?
So I'm discussing the humans. Now, if you wanted to bring this up with like a Neytiri, sure, we could bring that up. How could
Neytiri?
an avatar?
She's one single person. You mean the Na'vi? As a whole?
Well, specifically because Neytiri has children now that we entered the new movie. How does an avatar's able to inseminate a natural Na'vi?
Hair.
Elaborate.
I mean, that's how they formed
And
the...
Pawan, remember, this is no longer a video podcast, it's only audio. So you need to articulate and fully describe everything and describe how the hair helps inseminate.
So there's the little strings that are connected to the hairs that could latch onto each other, right? And that there's a pulsing that happens when they're connected to form a mutual bond. And in that connection, when they tear apart, nothing is lost, but something is gained.
And I think we need to end the podcast there. There's no reason to continue the podcast. Now let's talk about the actual craft of the film again. I do love that this is a film that takes its time.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the big complaints I've heard before I saw the film is that that second hour, that middle right there, is where it kind of loses the excitement. Where
Yeah, but
it
like
slows
it
down a bit.
focuses on water fun times.
Yeah, that's what I fucking love about it.
Like, you know what? There's a lot of people these days. A lot of people go on their Twitters, on their Instagrams, on their social medias, and they'd be like, you know what? I saw the film criticism on YouTube. I know that everything has to serve a function to further the plot. No, no, no. You're wrong.
Did you also see this clip from James Cameron that's gone around? You got studio notes on the first Avatar, like, why do you have this flying sequence? It doesn't progress the plot. It doesn't do anything. And he's like, I want to see it. If I want to see it, someone else wants to see it.
Yeah.
And that's the crazy thing about these Avatar sequels. Is that for years, the joke was, why the fuck are we getting sequels to Avatar?
Nah,
And the only answer was James Cameron wants to see the sequels. And it turns out he was right, that we also want to see the sequels.
the thing is, everyone was clowning on it.
Well,
I've been there since 2020.
I was there since, 2021 when I saw the first Avatar for the first time?
Yeah, wait, we didn't see it in 2020?
I don't know, was it 2020, 2021? I don't remember. When did we start the podcast? 1492?
So, no, we're not Yellowstone.
I'm not Sam Elliott. I think Sam Elliott's in it. No, Kevin Costner.
Kevin
Elliott's in the
Costner,
spin-off. I apologize.
Sam Elliott, Kate Beckinsale,
She in that show?
Kate McKinnon.
Oh, is she for sure? You see this new spin-off they got has Helen Mirren and Harrison Ford?
Harrison Ford, Harrison Chevy. We're not those people.
For sure, because I don't know who that last person was. What are we talking about?
The second hour
point.
of this movie.
Yes. I love it.
Yes.
That's where I got all the whimsy of the describing Pandora.
You know, before the movie starts, there's the trailers before it. And I got the trailer for The Little Mermaid. And I was like,
oh god.
Okay, you're underwater, but this looks drab as shit. And like there's no color, there's no life down here. But in this one, once you see it in this movie, it's like this is what was missing in that trailer. This is what was missing.
Did you ever watch Wakanda Forever?
I did.
I had a similar complaint with that film. Because I actually like the underwater city they have. It reminded me a lot of Valerian, the city of 1,000 planets. Like, there's a whole lot of life going on at every corner. But it was so dark.
It was so dark.
What the fuck's going on?
And you know,
finally,
I'm usually the water hater in terms of these movies where like I was bored with Finding Nemo because of how drab that shit looked.
Wait, but how did you feel about Dory, which was the film we talked about?
I was scared of Ellen DeGeneres. I hope you don't remember that. You don't remember that?
I love that you're afraid of her in Finding Dory, but not afraid of her in Finding Nemo.
See, the thing is, in Finding Nemo, it's more like I was afraid of her in the sense of a thriller because she wasn't the focus.
Oh, wow.
But with Finding Dory, because she was the main thing, like she was there she was just inevitable in that one.
Those are the two things in life that are inevitable. Thanos and Ellen DeGeneres. But yes, the second act is where all the fun and whimsy comes from, because you can see what the fuck is going on underwater.
But like also, I feel like in the first one, you might have it raced through the whole getting accustomed to the culture a little bit. A little bit. Like it had one scene with each thing. This really sat down and let you get to know that connection between that Navi and that little swordfish thing. And that
Yeah, I
Navi
do.
and that little whale.
I will agree that the first one is more focused on the world than say the cultural bonding of the Navi and the well, I guess I don't know. There's a scenes where they're like not capturing but kind of like riding the animals
But
and
like
getting accustomed
it
to them.
feels like in that one it's more of the animal is more a part of the whimsy of the world rather than just the beauty of itself.
Yeah, because you do have the I love the soul bonding of the animal. Is that the right term? Do
Because
they say
like
that in this film?
yeah, I think so. Because even in this one you do get the whimsy of the underwater, but you also get the focus specifically on the bond as opposed to the first one where they were both kind of tied together.
Yeah. Yeah. I will say that first hour does have some wonderful moments. There's the first scene when I was like, "Oh, this is the magic of Avatar." I remember is the Sigourney Weaver character kind of going out, and these flowers kind of just bloom around her. Like, yeah, this is what I missed. This is what I missed. But I think there's no doubt that the high point of this film is all the water stuff, whether above or under, and kind of the fluidity of how it all moves, if you will. Let me use the word fluidity in this episode
Well,
because
you
I love
know,
the game Fluidity. You ever play the game
I
Fluidity?
have not. There's too many tangents. Let's stop.
Can you tell it's been a couple months since we podcasted?
But
Do you have, are there
one
any
thing I
scenes in this
loved
in the film that stick out in you?
one
Are we talking?
one
Are
thing
you
I
talking? Or am
loved
I talking? Okay, what do you love?
one thing I loved, even though this was more a flashback to the previous movie, was when Sigourney Weaver's mother, Sigourney Weaver, was in her avatar
Mm-hmm.
form. She had her Stanford shirt, so that means she had to like get one custom made to be in like avatar size, so that everyone, even on Pandora, knows she went to Stanford.
I love that's the one thing, like thousands of years in the future, the one thing that doesn't change is people's
Elitism with
annoying
colleges.
elitism with colleges. I'm sure that's just to be able to tell apart which avatar is which.
Nah, it's
But
world building. It's world building.
world building. You think they like funded this expedition and that's why they're the ones who's
What,
represented it?
Stanford?
Yeah. It's not like a Harvard jersey or
I
something.
mean, Stanford has done fucked up things with their funding in the past.
Whoa. Is this the beef we're starting on the $1 billion movie club?
Prison experiments come to mind.
It's a crazy one. That is a wild one.
But
On any of these characters stick out in your mind? Because I feel like that's the big one of the big points people don't dislike about Avatar is quote unquote the lack of characters. And I found there'd be a wealth of wonderful
okay,
individuals we've met in this one.
okay. So everyone talking about like, oh, what? Name one character from Avatar if it's so big and important. First off, shut the fuck up. Second of all,
I'm sorry, I muted myself and was coughing. Do you want me to not cough?
second of all,
Go on.
that's not really the point. You don't need a superhero like mascot. Someone you could. Most movies don't have that, and that's fine. But like even in this one, even if I can't remember the names of the characters, they have like one or two things about them that the movie really hones in on that like gives you the distinctiveness, even though they flood this one with so many more.
May I comment on that?
Mm-hmm.
Because I do agree. I was listening to which podcast I was listening to, but I was listening to a podcast after I rewatched the first Avatar, and they were saying that part of the success of Avatar is the simplicity of a lot of the characters. You know who's good, you know who's bad. It's very over the top and broad, which makes it easy for anyone to understand. Which I think goes into what you're saying is that every character has one or two characteristics, so you know who is who and it's easy to identify.
And I feel like
I
that's
agree with that.
also contributed to its international success.
Yes, exactly. However, in this film, you can't tell his two sons apart.
Well, one's good and one's bad at doing things.
Was that the point of the sons?
Yeah.
Like, because spoiler alert for The Way of Water. Son dies at the end. I'm like, are you the one that's hooking up with the girl or who, not? Which one were you?
I forgot
You know
that
what I'm
was a
saying?
whole part of it.
One had like a budding romance with the other girl.
That was the good son. The good son.
The Good Son. That's a film, right? Isn't that? That's not an Eddie Redmayne film, right? No, that's The Good Nurse. It's a Good Son. The Good Son is a thing, right?
Sure. Well, it's not coming to mind
No.
though. But yeah.
I just placed another cough drop in my mouth. It was like kind of moist for some reason. That's odd. I didn't like it.
Moist. We might have to put a trigger
Yeah,
warning at the beginning of this for
we might.
words like moist.
Hey, if you're gonna enter the way of water, shit's gonna get moist. Now, Pawan, I will admit, as we podcast, I have the Golden Globes on the side here, where Avatar is nominated for some big awards.
Oh, the Golden Globes is tonight on
Yeah,
this
on a Tuesday
the
night.
10th of January.
Yes. Shows how much people care about the Golden Globes this year. I will let you know if either Avatar: The Way of Water or Big Jim wins.
So you're gonna get a live, delayed by whenever I decide to put this up, reaction to that.
Yeah, a reaction to the fact that they're not gonna win, probably.
Yeah, it's probably
May I
gonna.
point out,
Mhm.
because we probably mentioned this on the last Avatar episode. In 2009, the Globes did give Avatar the win over The Hurt Locker.
I bet that really hurt their locker.
Oh my goodness. I haven't seen that motion picture. I should. So we discussed how the brothers you can't tell apart.
Mm-hmm.
How about the fact that this film ended and I was like, hold up, was Kate Winslet even in this film?
Kate Winslet.
Have you not seen? She's in the film. She's been doing a
Oh,
lot of
she
press.
was the. Didn't she play the main woman of the tribe?
Yep.
What do you mean
Kunal?
she wasn't in
Rono?
it? What are you talking about?
I forgot about her.
What are you talking about?
Oh, she has. I'll be honest. I have the Wikipedia page open right here. Mind that she's pregnant. And that her whale person was killed.
Yeah,
That was a beautiful moment. That's a powerful moment.
she had the ugly cry of the movie.
Did
Neytiri
she?
didn't. Neytiri didn't have it as much in this one. It went more to that moment.
Okay. Well, I feel like when you get a Neytiri cry, it's more of like a guttural cry yell rather than a cry tears. But she's still a cry, right?
Listen, I feel like now we're discussing the nuances of the way these actors went about these characters.
And that's why we're here to discuss the nuances of cries.
Listen, it's Oscar season coming up, baby. That's what matters.
That's what matters.
That's what matters.
Did I cry during? I think I did cry during this film.
So, did you cry like Neytiri or like Kate Winslet's character?
Oh, more the Winslet than the Neytiri. I don't like to make a big fuss when I'm watching the motion picture. I will say, I'm not sure if I think I teared up when the kid dies. I had such guttural reactions during this film.
Mhm.
Especially that final fucking hour. Or you can't just have to put up your hands. I'm like, go on, Jim. Give it to me. Give me all the action. When the fucking whale pops up, ties the rope around, and the dude's arm flies off. Oh,
They didn't show you
that's
that in
Pandora.
Jurassic World Dominion, even though they
No,
probably
they
should
didn't.
have.
They should have, but they didn't. It's not
uh,
like it became rated R or anything. Ah,
what
come
I
on.
really loved about that final action scene is because nowadays with a lot of final act fight sequences, it becomes a lot of faceless hordes that are just CGI, and there's like no weight to any of the space that they inhabit or anything like that.
Hmm. I agree. I do agree with that. Do
Whereas
you think this film avoids
obviously
that when
obviously this movie was heavily CGI, but there was a very much a grounding in a place. That's what made it so
you,
much better.
you think part of it is because the villains are the humans? And so there's the live action humans. And so there's an automatic uh not relatability, but a connection that you don't get from the CGI characters. And they're so obviously villainous that like, yeah,
Well,
I.
it's also the fact that the ones that are focused on getting a lot of the big like murder moments are characters you've spent a little bit of time with before then, as opposed to
Sure,
literally just the exact same thing copy pasted.
sure, I agree. And shout outs to Brendan Cowell, who played Captain Mick Scoresby, the head of a private sector marine hunting vessel on the planet of Pandora. Who I believe is the man who gets his arm chopped off in half.
Honestly,
Shouts,
part of me
shouts to
feels. Go
Aunt
ahead.
May,
Go ahead.
Jermaine Clement.
Yeah.
You're a Flight of the Concord fan, right?
Yeah.
He played the marine biologist who was like, "No, you can't do this." Does he die? He dies, right?
No,
He stays alive.
I believe so. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Or he might have. I don't. If he did, I don't think it was a big showy one.
Oh, but I think he died with like the other hunters, and he's
Right.
like, "You guys had this coming." Shouts to Edie Falco, who iconically was like, "Oh, I thought this movie came out already and flopped, and that's why I didn't hear about it." And then you watch this movie, you're like, "Yeah, you're in like 3 scenes. You're badass. Cool."
Part of me feels like the we're so much at a lack of the basics in terms of great filmmaking for these huge blockbuster tentpoles that when this movie does even that much, it feels like this big revelatory thing.
What sort of basics are you talking about?
Like grounding your action in a location. Like I said that as this great thing, but when you like take a step back and look at it, it's like, no, most movies should do that.
What do you mean by grounding in a location?
I mean, in a sense of you're not in just a void of space, or if you are, it's intentionally done.
Kind of giving out the layout of where you are and the full picture of the
That's a part of
battlefield,
it, but
right?
also just the fact that even if you don't give us like the every single minute detail of a location and like lovingly show this is where this is or this is where that is, just that
Mm.
it feels like a real place.
Yeah, a sense of space,
Yeah.
right? And I think you do get that in these films, even though like at first Avatar, not scoring, soaring through the skies, and this one you're sailing through waters, and it's still
You're
a
swimming
sense of
with
the
the
scale.
fishes.
Also, one of my favorites uh, is all the tension in this film. Where it kind of turns more into a horror film, feeling more akin to like a an aliens type thing. You have that first, you have what I saw when I came back from the bathroom, them being chased by this shark whale thing around. You have the great scene when the human avatar, Stephen Lang people finally come back. They're chasing the kids under the water. The kids kind of hide under those plants and are trying to gasping for breath and from the little air they
Oh
have
yeah,
while they're
yeah, yeah.
trying to still hide. Um, it, these aren't overpowered people who are obviously gonna win, right? Obviously gonna win in that good will always triumph in evil in a movie like this. But there's a little more fear in it, I think you get the weight, especially when they kill one of the kids at the end. They killed a child born.
Yeah,
Oh
but
my
it's the
god.
one they spent the least amount of time on, so who cares?
It's one of the boys. I don't know which one.
It's the one they spent the least amount of time on because the bad boy is the one that got all the time with the bad whale.
Oh, was the good one the one that hooked up with the girl, or had the thing
Yes.
with the girl?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, and that's why she was so sad. Um, what a shame. A shame. Speaking of those, because I don't think it's the fault of the actors. I think that's more of the scripting. But I would like to shout out. So here we go. Look at these names. Ooh, Ki Kwan just won a Golden Globe. Good for him. Jamie Flatters plays Eteam Sully, Jake and Neytiri's first son and oldest child. Tim Dalton plays Loke Sully. Did he use their names? Loke? L-O apostrophe A-K?
What about
Their
him?
second son?
What about the
I
name?
don't remember that name. Trinity Joy Lee Bliss plays Tuck Sully, their daughter and their
Yeah.
youngest child. I thought she was adorable. She had a couple very sweet, funny lines, especially during that final battle when she's on the ship and she's like kind of angry and fighting back, and that's pretty cool. Um, and then obviously Sigourney Weaver plays Sigourney Weaver. Who did she play? What is her character's name?
Dude, don't ask me the names because I'll go back to the thing. Fuck you.
Kiri. There we go, Kiri. Her character is the one character whose name I was like, I know his name, and then I was saying it, I'm like, I don't know it. I think Sigourney Weaver is really good in this movie. It's very odd because she's very obviously playing a younger role. The character design looks younger, but whenever I hear her voice, I hear a much more mature voice, and that was always a little off for me.
It gave this weird feeling. It's like because she's connected with nature in this way, she's wise beyond her years.
Oh, I do think she might have the most badass moment of the film when she's underwater and like the soldiers are chasing after her, and she like harnesses the plants to attack them like poison ivy or some shit. Like holy crap!
You mean a Venus flytrap?
Oh, because weren't there like vines going around and slapping them and
Yeah, but
strangling
it
them?
came and then the thing closed.
Oh, does it chomp?
I think so.
Wow, it's great. Um, I did enjoy Sam Worthington in this film. I think he does a solid job. I was a little shocked. He kind of sits backseat to the children, who I think get a lot more of the focus. He's a nice, strong
Yeah,
anchor
I don't
in
think
the
he's
world.
bad. He's great for Blue
Um,
Man. And I ain't
I do
talking
love
group.
Zoe. Oh, come on. I had this thought
Mm-hmm.
because Stomp just closed off Broadway after like 20 something years.
What
She might have
Stomp
only been
Day's
18.
coming.
It is coming. It's your birthday. Um, do you think Blue Man Group might close soon?
Aren't they also international at this point?
They are international, but New York
You
State.
can't stop the blue.
Oh, that's my favorite song from Hairspray. You can't stop the blue. I do love Zoe Saldana as Neytiri, and it was a little disappointed we didn't get more of her. But what she fucking gave her all.
100%.
That final battle when she's like has Spider locked up and she's like I'm girl and she's calling out Stephen Lang's character. Uh there's a visceralness. There's a raw, unhinged when she's really fighting.
And it played on that element that was there throughout the movie where she did keep him to the side. So you don't know if she's going to do it. She could do it.
I don't know. Enjoyed Spider. Spider's fun. Mischievous fellow.
I like Spider.
Played by. God, Wikipedia. Can you make this see? Jack Champion. The motherfucker's last name is Champion.
Is he related to the ABC News anchor,
I do not know.
Sam Champion?
Oh, Angela Bassett just won a Golden Globe for Wakanda Forever. This could be wild. She might be the first MCU actor nominated for an Oscar
What are you talking about?
for an MCU performance.
Oh.
Sorry, Pawan. I totally thought for a second that maybe Idris Elba was nominated for Thor Ragnarok. Seen that one?
Was he? I don't know.
Anyways, cast in this film very great, top notch, top notch. Haley Bass plays Rhea, a graceful and strong for free driver. I think she's the one that kind of has the thing with the sun.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoyed her for. You know what I really liked and was really hoping we had more of
What?
when when the Miles Rich Stephen Lang character is watching the video about him, right? And even the full like, "Hey, you're a clone," is what's going on. And Giovanni Ribisi pops up for a second. I was like, "Yeah, Giovanni Ribisi, you didn't die," and he didn't come back. I wanted some more of him,
He
just because
he
I
might
like
have been
Giovanni
on
Ribisi.
the like space colony thing.
Well, at the end, doesn't he go back to Earth?
Does
He's part of that
he might
group.
have? Yeah. Listen, it's far away.
Can I say one thing that kind of irked me?
You can say
It may have just
one
been a me
thing.
thing.
One thing.
Score of this film,
Mhm.
incredible, fantastic. Let me find the name of the person that did score. Simon Franklin, right? Ooh, his credits include 4 of the top grossing films and 6 of the list of best-selling albums of all time. Wow.
Say that again, because like there was so many like best list.
4 of the top grossing films and 6 of the best-selling albums.
Hmm.
So
He
does
gets
this one.
around.
He does the way of water. And there was just one song. Hold on, I have to. There's this one backing track that is repeated throughout the film a couple times. The melody plays this thing where it goes. I picked up. Could you hear that?
Yeah, I heard
And
it.
it goes. And that interval sounds just like "My Heart Will Go On." Near, far, and it bothered me because I always thought we were gonna get some Celine Dion, and we did not.
Save it for later.
I'm just saying, not respected enough. She's left off that list of 200 greatest vocalists. Did you see this?
Yo, that list got me upset.
Well, there
They
were there were
got Bob
protests.
Dylan on there.
I actually don't know much about Celine Dion, but she should be on that list.
But like, why is Bob Dylan there?
Then I think it becomes a question of what quantitates a good singer.
No, but
Is it quality
everyone
of voice?
agrees
Is it what
that's
you
his
say with
worst
voice?
part. Like, he's not a good singer. He writes good songs, but he's not a good singer. That's what
But how he
everybody says.
conveys it, how he conveys it through the voice. Come on, is this podcast about to break up because of our feelings on Bob Dylan, an artist neither of us are giant fans of?
I didn't like that list, is all I'm saying.
Oh, thank God we make our own list on this podcast. Anything else you want to talk about with this film? It's fucking badass. I'll be honest, I don't remember too much about it, but I think I'm gonna try to watch it
It's
once or twice more in theaters.
it's one of those things where like it's a vibe. And
It's a vibe.
you feel it while it happens. You might experience a little bit of withdrawal once you get out of the
Right.
theater, where it's like it hits you immediately. It's like, oh, I'm not. It's different out here because it's a long experience.
It does hit like that. It's one of those movies where it's you realize, well, I realize I'm getting to the end. I'm like, fuck, I don't understand. I want to keep going. Shout outs to Russell Carpenter, cinematographer. I also worked with Cameron on Titanic. His other films include Charlie's Angels Full Throttle, Ant-Man, and Triple X Return of Xander Cage.
And Charlie's Angels 2019
No, sadly not that one.
or
according to
2020.
Wikipedia.
What year was it? What four numbers?
I want to say 2019 because this is before lockdown
Hmm.
or the podcast. Uh, but some of those visuals in this film, mwah, chef's kiss, right?
The
It's
kiss
so
of a
beautifully
chef.
lit, and there's that one shot of the sun with the whale have underwater looking up at them that you see in all the trailers, all the promotional material. And it hit me. I felt it in my gut when it hit, and I was like, "Oh my god, this beautiful bond between these two characters just kind of drifting in the water together." Oh my goodness, we didn't talk enough about the whales.
Uh,
Wonderful whales.
the whales, they very much contributed to the vibes in bringing that aspect out because the whales were just chilling.
I straight up when he meets that one whale, and he yanks out the spear. I'm like, oh my god, that's painful. And then you see it has a lost fin. I'm like, oh no. I'm so sad now. The whale has a missing fin. Humans are terrible. Why did we do this to the whale?
Because whale oil.
Did they even want the oil in this one?
I
Like
mean,
some anti-aging serum.
kind of. It's supposed to be representative of that. I think, like the whole whaling industry.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
right. But wonderful whales, wonderful creatures. I liked how he returned to a lot of the greatest hits of the first one through the Stephen Lang character.
Mm-hmm.
And that scene of him trying to tame the dragon creature. He's like, "I'll do the hard way if Sully did it the hard way." And he hops on, and there's that struggle, and
But
he
no one does
falls.
it like
And then
Sully.
no one does it like Sully. All right, man can tame a dragon and land a plane. All right, no one does it like Sully.
And
Um,
also be creepy while eating people.
oh, never dull you when you're with Sully. Hold on, can we make an endorsement as the $1 billion movie club?
What are you about to say? Or don't get me canceled with you, Miss Simpson.
Bones and All is a fine piece of cinema and should be on this list.
Listen, Miss Simpson, we can't condone cannibalism on our podcast.
Yeah, but what if you eat them bones and all?
That's still cannibalism.
Great picture. Great
it
picture.
was a movie, as they say.
Oh, wow. It's a movie.
Yeah,
Isn't that a stream service or something?
probably not.
Some sort of app.
Hoopla.
Hoopla. Oh, I have Hoopla. You have Hoopla?
Yeah, but I don't think it's actually on Hoopla. I lied to you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hoopla's weird. Hoopla's like, hey, you want to watch freaking 4 weddings and a funeral?
You want to watch Five Nights at Freddy's?
You want to listen to Taylor Swift at midnight? I'm like, what? What? Why is this on you?
You want to play Monkey in a Barrel? I got you. Yeah.
Can you believe Stephen Lang was like, "You're not my son, or I'm not even your father. I'm a clone." And at the end, he was like, "Don't kill my son."
Yeah.
The arc, the evolution of
The
that
son.
man. He's a clone.
Because, you know, the thing is, just because you're related to someone doesn't mean you're a mother or father. Masinson.
Excuse me.
You don't remember earlier when we were talking about Natir, you were like, oh, to be her mother, she had to have given birth.
Hold on, but hold up. They straight up have a conversation in this film like, "Who knocked up Sigourney Weaver?"
I mean, I think it was pretty clear.
Is it clear? Is that what the seed bearer is about?
I mean,
Oh
someone
my
out here
goodness.
bearing seeds, so we're gonna find out.
Well,
We're gonna
yeah.
find
This
out.
Is there anything you want to cover? This is a brilliant piece of cinema, and kind of like one of those films. You're like, this is what the magic of cinema does.
Yeah.
transport you, take you away, go on a wild ride, highs and lows. Really, just you can't see this in any other form of art.
Maybe a book with like pictures attached to it, and like the pictures are moving, and like there's less words, and they're not like on the screen that often, but they're said instead. Something like that.
That was our conversation on Avatar: The Way of Water, an incredible piece of cinema. Um, we'll be making a whole shit ton more money. We'll be winning at least one Oscar this
We're
year.
probably gonna have to do another new breaking news update in the next episode.
Probably. Oh yeah, because we're gonna have another episode in the next year, even. Who knows?
Plane. Are you
Can I make one? Can I say one thing that was terrible about my viewing experience of this film?
What? There was a plane?
Well, are there planes? There were planes in this film, right?
No, I mean it. Just like above your theater, was there a plane that ruined your
Oh,
experience?
at one point in time. Probably at one point in time. There's a boat in this film. We didn't mention boats in this
Oh
film.
yeah, boats. That's why it made it. Check that off the list. Yeah.
I get to the theater. I sit down. I'm watching the trailers. I don't get the fucking Barbie trailer.
I don't think I did either. I got Oppenheimer instead.
I got that too.
That move. No one's going to see Oppenheimer. Everyone knows it.
Yeah, they are.
Everyone's going to see Barbie. What are you talking about?
Oh, well, yeah, of course. I guess it needed more help, but I'm just.
Because even with that
hope.
Mm-hmm.
I so hope our next episode of the podcast is us talking about Barbie.
You think that'll do it?
No, but imagine.
What if, get this, our next episode is on A Man Called Otto.
Holy crap, Pawan. Pawan. It could be.
Don't doubt Tom Hanks.
Is it time for a bonus episode?
It might be.
Wait, is Tom Hanks a friend of the podcast?
I don't know if he is.
I don't think he is. All right, well, that was our conversation on Avatar: The Way of Water, with occasional mentions of other hit 2022 films, Bones and All, A Man Called Otto. A wonderful discussion.
Keep discussing.
Yeah, also disgusting. Oh my god, that was gross. You see when that man's arm came off?
You hear when we said moist a bunch of times?
Holy shit, did Tyler James Williams just win a Golden Globe? Come on. Chris! Everyone used to hate Chris, but now he won a Golden Globe for...
Who hated Chris? I didn't hate Chris even on that show.
Everyone. Everyone who loved Raymond hated Chris.
You know what? If Chris has 1,000 fans, I'm one of them. If Chris has 3 fans, I'm one of them.
Oh, wow.
If Chris has 0 fans, I and my 2 brethren are dead.
I think that's time. Let's go on a break and come back with maybe some history, some science. Who knows?
Some likes, some feels, some hopes, some dreams, and maybe some wishes for what this movie could have been.
We'll find out. We'll see you in a bit.
Do 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 boo boo do 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 boo boo.
For your consideration in all categories, including Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Song, Not To, RRR. Is Not To about to win a Golden Globe?
Whoa!
It fucking won a Golden Globe!
Hell yeah. Let's get that
RRR won a
Natu
Golden Globe for
performance.
Best Original Song for Natsu Natsu.
Let's get that original. Let's get that performance at the Oscars, baby.
I have a sound off, and I saw Jenna Ortega's mouth move in the words of Juan, this film might win an Oscar.
Boo doo 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 boo 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 boom 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 pew.
When we're back, that was us following the way of water as we fluidly move into this next section. Because Juan, the $1 Billion Movie Club has been a big fan of science.
You're
as we usually
forgetting.
are. However, Juan, I'm not forgetting. I'm steering this train. You know where we're going? Because one thing we fully acknowledge, we've been a fan of history recently. We're a big fan of history. Going through all the iterations and defining which goes where to fully understand the full history, the chronological history. Come on, it's time for us to go through the Avatar franchise and give the correct viewing order. Ready?
Of the 2 movies that exist currently?
On. It's a universe, all right? Let me clarify. We're not counting the comics. There's a whole lot of comics that, who knows? Oh, the Avatar Way of Water commercial is popping on. And I'm like, fuck, I want to watch this movie again. Never seen anything like it. Anyways, so, not doing a lot of the comics, but these are the projects that I think we need to consider, right?
Okay.
Avatar. Avatar The Way of Water. Avatar 3, which may or may not be called the Seed Bearer. Nothing official yet, but may or may not. Avatar 4. Avatar 5. Upon this is where it gets crazy. Avatar the Game.
Oh, yeah.
Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, the upcoming game. Avatar The High Ground, a novel that was originally based off the screenplay of Avatar The Way of Water, but is now a prequel to The Way of Water. Toruk, The First Flight. That's the Cirque du Soleil show.
Ooh.
Cirque du Soleil show.
Cirque du
Avatar
Soleil.
Flight of Passage. Yes, Cirque du Soleil.
Cirque.
Repeat it, because I think the first time I just said Cirque du Show. And then the 2 attractions, Avatar Flight of Passage and Navi River Journey. I think we're the 2 experts to fully analyze the viewing order of the Avatar franchise.
Okay. All right. So you start with The Last Airbender.
Excuse me?
You start with The Last Airbender.
It doesn't even have Avatar in the title.
It's the prequel, that's why. They don't want to give it away.
4 elements that become the 4 different Navi, because we're getting the Fire Navi set next. Right. I'm sorry for judging you. The Last Airbender is first.
Shyamalan's 2009 movie, to be specific. Or was it 2011? 2010? No. Split the difference. All right. I'll give that one to you.
Next, I believe you watch the Cirque du Soleil show next, yes?
Yeah.
Farouk, The First Flight.
And then while you're going home, you read the prequel to the sequel. And I ain't talking
that would
Borderlands.
Be High Ground, right?
Yeah.
High Ground. Full book?
Huh?
Full book, yes, or is it certain?
You do
chapters?
The first 4 chapters.
Wow.
And chapter 9 through 12.
Okay. Next, Avatar 4.
Yeah. Then you got Avatar 3.5.
Oh wow. Is that Avatar 3.5? The seed has been born.
Yeah. It's like they didn't announce it yet, but they're gonna do like a Lion King 1.5 situation where like they do a straight to DVD like riff on the movie,
Okay.
but like it's 3 times as good because it's 3.5.
I think next you watch The Way of Water while you're riding on Navi River Journey.
Yeah, you ride it for the full 3 hours.
Yeah, you just go on and on. Also, it's including the wait time on the line. There is going to be a wait time on the line.
Yeah, but you don't watch the movie while waiting in line.
No. Why would you do that?
No.
All right. Just making sure we have. What was that? That's a number 4. Yeah, we did that one. Next, you play Avatar the game.
Yeah, and then you could watch the first movie if you want. Hey, you could throw it in.
Did you know the Avatar the game is a prequel to the first movie?
Huh. I did not
I
actually.
didn't know that. With like Sigourney Weaver and Stephen Lang back. Alright, so we did that one, we did that one. And now you watch The Seed Bearer.
Yes. And then you watch the 5th one, and then
And then you finish off chapters 5 through 8 High Ground. You're on Flight of Passage while you're playing Frontiers of Pandora.
and then afterwards, just take a stroll down to Disney World and stop by Pandora. Talk to the colonizers who are like, "Yo, man, we're totally chill with the Navi now. Don't worry about it."
Exactly.
Get with the culture.
That may have been the fastest we've done the chronologically definition. So, may I go through the history of Avatar?
The history.
It's the historical chronological order.
Go ahead.
But first, you watch The Last Airbender. And you go see the now closed Cirque du Soleil show, Turuk the First Flight. Then, on your way home from Turuk, you read chapters 1 through 4 and 9 through 12 of The High Ground. And you watch Avatar 4. You watch Avatar 3.5, The Seed Has Been Born. And you watch Avatar The Way of Water while riding Navi River Journey. And you play Avatar the game. And then you may or may not watch the first Avatar movie.
If you feel like it.
Then you watch, if you feel like it, if you feel compelled, and you watch Avatar 3, possibly called The Seed Bearer, we don't know yet. You watch Avatar 5, and you read chapters 5 through 8 of The High Ground while you're on Avatar Flight of Passage, while you're playing Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. And finally, you take a trip to Disney World to go into Pandora.
I think that's how you really get into the culture, as they say, of the land. You
That's how
gotta
you become one of the
study
Na'vi.
up. You gotta study up.
Jake Sully could study up. You could study up.
And who
Wow,
knows,
we
maybe one
really-
day you'll find your own hair spouse.
Hair spouse, yes. That is not gross at all. You know, we found the history. Sometimes history is not always right. Sometimes you gotta make your own history and make your own story. You gotta change the story. Because Big Jim, you never underestimate him. But sometimes
He
you're
gets
like,
it wrong.
Jim, you weren't big, but not big enough. You were almost there. It's time for us to fix the way of water.
You want to go
I'll
first?
be starting off.
Hit us.
I don't have too much.
Okay.
This
Okay.
is a fine motion picture.
Lightly tap us.
I'll lightly tap. Right? First off, see that Quinta Brunson just won a Golden Globe. Quinta Brunson is now in this film. Quinta Brunson plays every role in this film. Love Quinta Brunson. Second off, wonderful, beautiful score. We're gonna take it and remove it. Only score of this film is the song "My Heart Will Go On." It's played on loop throughout the film, the entire film, really, the entire 3 hour runtime. "My Heart Will Go On" will play in the background.
And it's only gonna play once. That there's a 3-hour cut of the song.
Yeah, it's the full cut. No, it's called "My Heart Will Go On," Celine's version. Really, I was so shocked that this film killed one of the kids. Big Jim needs to go all the way. All the kids die at the end.
That's strong.
That's how we're doing it. That's how we're doing it. You know what? We need a strong film, and that's how you do it.
All right. All right. So you know what? We've been talking about history this, history that. It's time for her story.
Oh. And play that game. Great video game.
So what we're gonna fix? You know what? We've seen Na'vi. We've seen humans turn into Na'vi. Where's the Na'vi turning into humans?
Oh, like the end of Shrek.
You took the wrong message from Shrek. Shame on you.
Go on. Go on. Go on.
But yeah, so basically maybe when the first son is dying, he's like, no, I shall not die. What I'll do is I shall inhabit the body of this man who's lying around, one Quaritch dude. Because that body's just lying there. That skull's just crushed. They can fix it.
So that skull that he crushed in the first like half hour
They fixed
is
it.
another part of Pandora.
Yeah, they fixed it and they brought it over.
Is it going to be that they bring the body to him or him to the body?
So you remember
I'm
that
thinking-
scene
I'm
where?
think-
Okay.
I'm thinking of the first Avatar when they take both Sigourney Weaver and her avatar to the mother tree. Something like that.
So what I'm thinking is this is gonna be one of those like heist movie scenarios where like, oh no, the thing went wrong, but then like we do a flashback and like something happened behind the scenes where it made everything okay.
Okay.
And the thing that happened, you remember when the science dudes came to the Waterland to bring to help the daughter who was going through a seizure?
Oh wow, yeah, great scene. Forgot about
They
that was
bring a
great scene.
body secretly as well.
Was it in case she died and then they had to transfer her?
Yeah.
Mm.
Going back
So it's
to
just
the
there on the
sibling,
side.
going back to the whole sibling stealing their sibling's avatar. Yeah.
Oh. Oh, incredible.
Also, we didn't spend too much time on this, but the final like 15-20 minutes, they're in a sinking boat.
Incredible sequence. One of the
And-
highlights of cinema.
And we just talked about how Na'vi can become humans now.
You've established. We didn't talk about you
Yeah.
established.
I established that. So they find out that the air on that carrier ship is not good for Na'vi. No. They have to find carcasses, and they turn into Jack and Rose.
Hold on, who turns into Rose?
The bad son.
I was hoping with Kate Winslet, but that's a good answer. That's a good answer.
You know what? No. That gets into a whole other territory. You know what? Yeah, it's Kate Winslet. They're like, she's like, you know what? The reason why it happens, people don't realize this, but she had a falling out with Big Jim behind the scenes in the filming of this movie, where like when they were filming that final like action sequence, like that final bit of the movie, she's like, I'm fucking sick of the CGI bullshit. If you don't want me to act as myself, then I'm not in this movie anymore.
God damn, Kate.
So then Big Jim, you know, he can't lose Kate. So he turns that so that Kate Winslet can be Rose again. And you know, not have the blue paint. It truly
Is
is her
this
story.
is this the afterlife that's portrayed at the end of Titanic? Remember, she's back on the ship. It's like the end of Lost. She's back on the ship with all the people from Titanic,
Yeah.
and Leo takes her hand and takes her up the stairs, and then she becomes her in Avatar.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful ending. I think Big Jim should hire us the sequels.
Yes. You know, that way we could avoid actor squabbles before they even happen.
Yeah. I would like to throw in just I forgot to mention Rick Jaffa and Amanda Silver co-wrote this film with James Cameron.
Mhm.
Their previous credits include Rise of the Planet of the Apes, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, War of the Planet of the Apes. It turns out they're a friend of the podcast because they co-wrote Jurassic World.
Which one?
Jurassic World.
Which one?
First one.
Which one?
First Jurassic World.
Didn't that come out in like 1997?
That's the first Jurassic Park, 1993. 97 is The Lost
No,
World.
no, no. The first Jurassic Park was in like 1972.
Oh my goodness. Hold on, what year did The Last Airbender come out?
2112.
Alright. Now, as wonderful fixes, I think great. I'd like to bring up one occasional segment.
Only occasional.
Only occasional, but I think we've done it more recently in these now that we're back and we're having these more one-off episodes. We add someone to the $1 Billion Movie Club Hall of Fame.
Okay.
Don't have to, but do we? I think the obvious choice would be James Cameron. Or my choice, Khan. A whale.
I thought we add someone who's
Tulkun.
not in it.
Do you want to add someone who's not in it?
Let's add Tom Hanks.
Whoa! You know what? This is to make up for the fact that we didn't add him for the Toy Story movies.
That's true.
Obviously, Toy Story 3 and 4. Hey, Tom, congrats for The Way of Water. You're in here. This is us adding to the campaign for Tom Hanks, Best Actor for A Man Called Otto. Film
It's
neither of
gonna
us have
happen.
seen.
It's
so
gonna
far.
happen.
It's gonna happen. Oh, that was wonderful, wonderful. But we went through the history.
Mhm.
We changed history.
Mhm.
You know what can't be changed, Pawan?
Her story.
No, you cannot change her story.
Because
Or-
she said it like it was.
She did. She said it.
And
Or science. Oh, I forgot the bit where we said no movie's perfect. Dang. I'm rusty. But you know what? Science isn't rusty. And so he's here.
But it can
It's
be
time to
wrong.
rank. It can be wrong. Can it?
But can it be right? Is the question. Let's find out.
Well, let's rank this fucking film, all right? As we do with these newer releases, I'm going to pick a film. I've picked a film already. You need to pick a film we've covered on this podcast.
All right, I got it.
On the count of 3, we will both say this film we've each chosen. Ready?
Mhm.
1, 2, 3. Spitball Me 3.
Avengers Endgame.
Okay. Those are interesting choices.
What was yours?
Avengers Despicable Me 3.
Oh, okay.
Avengers Endgame sits at number 7 on our list. Despicable Me 3 sits at 39.
Let's
Holy
see where we
fucking
go.
crap.
Let's see what's about to happen.
That is quite the range.
I mean,
Oh,
Jimmy Cameron has it.
hell, it's overwhelming, really. So let's insert these numbers into the random number unobtainium generator.
Science
Is
machines.
numbers 7 and 39, right?
Shouldn't the minimum be the 7?
On technology's hard, Pawan. Double check. Complete 39. Who'd have thunk? And number 7, Avengers Endgame. Ready?
Okay.
Wait, when to hit go?
Um. First, we got our hypothesis, right?
Okay. What is your guess? What number between number 7 and 39 will the way of water land at?
24.5.
4.5. All right, I'll go 8.
Okay. Hypothesis. What's the next step?
We test.
Test. Okay. Run it
Now,
through.
Pawan, I'm gonna do something crazy that we
Okay.
don't usually do.
Okay.
I'm gonna stop sharing my screen.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit enter.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever number I'll place on the list, and then you'll be surprised when we go through the list
Oh.
where it
Okay.
lands.
Okay.
Oh, interesting number.
It was 23 and a half.
Fascinating number.
It was 23 and a half. Listen to
Fascinating
being
number.
coy.
Okay. I'll place that there. And there. And then
Do a little bit of
I'm gonna
this. Do a little dance. Make a little love.
Get down tonight. All right, and with that, I put in the random number generator Ultratron unobtainium. Unobtainium Ultratron number generator is the best. It has unobtainium. And I place the number, and I hit click. Ooh, it's a fun number. That's a really fun number. All right, ready?
Okay.
We're gonna go down the list. At number 7, Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides.
Wait, number 7.
47. At number 47, Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides.
At number 46, Alice in Wonderland.
In number 45, Toy Story 3.
Number 44, Avatar. Who did this?
Oh,
Who
God.
put this here?
Number 43, Spider-Man Far From Home.
Number 42, Rojeway 1.
Number 41, Transformers Dark of the Moon.
Number 40, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
39, Despicable Me 3.
38, Transformers Dinosaurs.
37, Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man's Chest.
Number 36, Captain Marvel.
35, Spider-Man No Way Home.
Number 34, Captain America Civil War.
33, Top Gun Maverick.
Star Wars Episode 1 is at 32.
31, Dark Knight Rises.
Number 30, The Dark Knight is staying in its space.
29, Marvel's The Avengers.
Number 28, Jurassic World Dominion.
27, Minion.
Number
Minion.
26, Avengers Age of Ultron.
25, The Hobbit and Unexpected Journey. We watched that movie?
Number 24, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, Part 2.
23, Avatar The Way of Water.
Number 22, Jurassic Park.
21, Iron Man 3.
Number 20, Frozen.
19, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom.
Number 18, Jurassic Worlds.
Tied at number 17, Andrew Stanton's Finding Dory. Jordan Peele's Us. Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 3. John M. Chu's Crazy Rich Asians. And Ron Howard's Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
At number 16, we got Beauty and the Beast. 4 numbers.
Number 15, tied at number 15, Titanic and the $1 Billion Movie Club.
Because when you go to the start of it all, we're right there.
We're there.
Number 14, Star Wars Episode IX.
Number 13, Toy Story 4.
At number 12, Frozen 2.
Number 11, Joker.
Number 10, Incredibles 2.
9, Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens.
At number 8, Aladdin. 4 numbers.
7, Zootopia.
And number 6, Avengers Endgame.
5, Black Panther.
Number 4, Avengers Infinite War.
3, The Lion King 2019.
Number 8.
Number 1, Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi. This is a win.
Number 0, Aquaman.
Number -1, The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King.
Number -2, Furious 7.
And at number -3, Skyfall. What a fucking list.
What a list. That's what I'm saying.
Interesting to note, Way of Water is the second highest ranked James Cameron film on this list. Highest ranked 2022 film on this list. Highest ranked of the post-COVID, mid-COVID, however we wanted to define it, era of films.
Okay.
Wonderful, wonderful film and wonderful, wonderful podcast. Pawan, thank you for being a host. And thank you, dear listener, for listening to this episode of the $1 Billion
Movie Club.
Let's try that again. 3, 2, 1. $1 Billion Movie Club. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe on the YouTube. Follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you can listen to your podcast.
Wherever
if you
the
want more of us
podcaster
in your
takes
ears.
Wherever it takes you,
Oh.
wherever you grab it.
My
You
goodness.
gotta grab it.
I grab it, gotta take it, and follow it like the way of water. Thank you as always. Shout outs to Max Lismagio for the wonderful art. If you're watching this on YouTube, you were watching this picture for however long this podcast is.
This beautiful.
Any other shout outs?
You could also be looking at it while listening on Spotify. You could just be staring at your Spotify page.
That could happen. I don't know.
I'm not your boss. You decide how you listen to podcasts.
Yeah.
I'm not
You
your
do
mom.
you know?
I'm not
Whoa.
your way of water.
Any other shout outs you want to make, Pawan?
Shout out to Yuma Simpson.
Oh my god. What?
Ooh,
Why are you
hoopla.
crying so loud? Hoopla.
Hoopla.
Just to read books now?
What are you talking about? This movie's on Hoopla.
Like The Way of Water is on Hoopla?
It's already on Hoopla.
Shit. Oh, I'll see you, Pawan. Always
I'll
a pleasure.
See you later.
I'll see you later. All right, so that was our podcast, and thank you.
See, like the water.
Wow. I did like when I watched the movie the first time they said "I see you," the crowd laughed. You know what, dear podcast listener?
I see you too.
Thank you. I see you. With that outfit and those moves, were you doing Tobey Maguire in Spider-Man 3?
So my artistic process with how I entered the room just now, it's not that I was necessarily going for that. Like, I wasn't trying to be someone else, but of course the things you experience throughout life inherently like shape what you do. So like that obviously is a part of it, 100%. But I don't think I went full hog in terms of the commitment to those moves, if you will.